They're live.
All right, what's up, everybody? We're live for the final GYLS Momentum Session. None other than the one and only Felix Lin. We all already know Felix. He needs no introduction. He led us through the board break. He led us through the Dickens process. Some of our biggest breakthroughs from GYLS came from this man right here. And he's here to give us a half an hour of his time. Now, real quick, I just need to acknowledge Felix because GYLS wouldn't happen without this guy. Like, he does the board break, obviously. He does the Dickens, but he does so much behind the scenes that we all have no clue about. He runs all the team leaders, all the youth leaders, a ton of activities. He does so much behind the scenes. So I just want to acknowledge you, Felix, and thank you because literally GYLS wouldn't be possible without all of us, but without a couple of key people, and you're one of them. So I just want to honor you and appreciate you, Felix. We've only got half an hour, so we'll get right into it. For you guys who have questions, we only have half an hour, so make sure you've got them fired up. Don't wait till the end because we might not be able to get to your question. Make sure you guys have a pen and paper because we're going to be doing some exercises. And then all of your questions, post them in the Facebook Momentum Sessions group under the pinned post where you most likely hit this link. Without further ado, here's Felix.
All right, what's up, guys? Sergio, thank you. I'm grateful to be here. Thanks for the opportunity to have me. And the boys in the background over there, I appreciate you all as well. Much love to everybody in that room. So everybody out there, you know, it's an honor and privilege every time we get an opportunity to serve at GYLS, right? To see you guys step up, to see you guys really own who you are is really what it's all about. And that is like why I'm so excited to be able to talk to you a little bit right now, because man, it's all about right now. It's like, how can you be your best? Even when like, okay, I'm going to say it, even when shit's going down in your life, right? So when it's going crazy and it's like, you're like going, what the hell? Why is this all happening to me right now? How do you still step up? How do you still find the way, right? I got 4 easy steps for you, man. It's going to be real simple. We're going to have some fun. But what I need you to do, I need you to get this down. I need you to take out some paper, some pen. I'm going to be asking you some questions. Make sure that you write this down so that, hey, and I want you to as things come up in this comment tracker, will they type things in there?
It's in the Facebook group, so I'll be keeping track of where.
Oh, okay, in the Facebook group. Okay. So what I want you guys to be able to do here is write things down, because it's real simple. And I want you to be able to do this so that you get practice at it. Because let me tell you why. So 2 major quote unquote failures in my life all surround business. The first time in about 2003, we had to mostly shut down my first company that I had open. We had about 17 employees. We were on top of the world. We were doing, my company is technology placement. We were working with e-commerce companies all throughout Southern California, a lot of startups, and man, we were killing it. And then it all disappeared. So when we went from 17 people down to 3, letting people go was like one of the hardest things that, for me, it was one of the hardest things that ever happened in my life. Felt like a failure, right? So it's like, this is my life. These are the people that I'm looking out for. And we couldn't keep the business going because of a lot of decisions we made and just the economic standpoint. But even worse was the stories that came up in our head. But we'll get that to it in a minute. The second one is happening right now. So for 3 years in a row, the second time, this new company that I have, Pinpoint, we've been around now since 2004, so 12 years now. And we had 3 years of just like 25% growth. We were killing it as well. We got to a certain point where we had to make a decision. Do we go for it and grow like crazy? Or do we just kind of maintain and be okay? You know what? Just like you guys, we're all about the growth, right? Wanted to kill it. We wanted to say, hey, look, let's go for it. We've got this revenue coming in. We've got, a bank account that's here. Let's hit it. And it went to pieces, right? So we went from we probably lost about 50% of our revenue. Lost our biggest client in 1 year. 50% of revenue went. We've lost about half of our team. But you know what? What I learned back then, and what a lot of sleepless nights from this last year, and what I've put into place now is all about what I'm going to teach you. All right. So whatever you have going right now, think about it in your mind right now. What is going on in your life right now that you are going through that is keeping you up at night? And be honest with yourself. Because what ended up happening was, it's like, I can tell you how many nights I just stayed up. It's like, I'm stressed out in my mind. And we've all been there, right? We've all been there. So the question is, how do you deal with it? Step 1, you have to see it for what it is. So write this down right now. You have to see it for what it is and not any worse. Our tendency, like think about the story that you've got going in your head. So in my mind, if my business fails, how am I going to feed my family? How am I going to pay for my mortgage? We're going to be homeless. What the hell is this story running in my head right now that just goes crazy? Typically, when we think of these things, when this kind of crisis, you don't think of, oh, we'll be okay. It's typically the worst possible story you can think of, right? Your brain goes crazy. You start imagining things. It's like, what just happened? So like, hey, now we're all living on the street. That's in my mind. And so what does that happen in our bodies? How does that show up? We start getting emotionally, we start panicking, right? So we lost all of our certainty. We start panicking. And all of a sudden, like, this is the story that we're living. This is the meaning that we've given it, the story that we're living. So the question is, what is that story? Is that story really true is the question, right? Is that story really true? Is that really where we're going to end up? So what are you really afraid of? And write that down. So first off, write that story down that you had going in your head. Just for a second, just write a couple sentences. Write down what you had going on in your head. You know, it's like, you know, it was somebody that you had to break up with, or was it somebody you thought somebody was going to break up with you? Or maybe it's with your parents, something without your family, right? Something that's keeping you awake at night. And then what were you really afraid of? You know, I was afraid that I wasn't going to be able to provide for my family. I was afraid that as, you know, the person that needed to step up the most, I failed, right? And if I fail, everything goes down. And if that happens, we're done. That's the story that I had running. And that's what kept me awake at night. What am I going to do, right? So are there more outcomes and possible outcomes than just that outcome? Is that all there is? Or is there a myriad of outcomes? Maybe it's like, okay, you know, it is possible that if I decide that I'm just like, you know, it's over and done, I'm worthless, and I'm just going to, you know, go sit down and not do anything, just curl up in a fetal position, and that's it. Yeah, I could be homeless for sure. Any of us could be, right? If we give up. Absolutely. So that is one possible outcome, but there's a myriad of outcomes. There's an outcome that maybe isn't quite as bad. Maybe that's an outcome that's okay. But then there are some outcomes that, hey, you know what? Maybe this is the time that I showed up. Maybe it's I actually started digging my own grave during that time, and I had to now my story is I got to step up. I got to reclaim who I am. I got to reclaim what my life is all about, and who I am as a provider, who I am as a husband, who I am as a father. It doesn't matter. I have to step up again, right? So everything's an opportunity. And there are some things that, of course, that I forgot during that time that, you know what, I need to do that again. I need to take back who I am. So what is the best outcome that could happen from all this, right? What is, like, think of this challenge right now. So for me, it's like in this failure, like this potential failure of business, we've lost 50% of our revenue. And if we're not careful, we're losing money hand over fist. But if we're not careful, we're just going to go right into the toilet. And there goes another 10, 15 jobs from other people that I'm going to lose because of that. If I keep doing what I was doing before, and if I buy into this story. So what is another possible solution? What are some of the other outcomes? What are the other outcomes that you're not allowing yourself to think about? And if you get the absolute best solution, right? In fact, write down right now what your best solution is. What is it in your life right now that is like, just, you're like, if this happened, it would completely turn your whole life around. It would completely turn this whole situation around. What is that solution? For me, it was, you know what? Dive back in, like, you know, get re-engaged with all our clients, get re-engaged with our people, to help train them even better, you know, and help them step their game up to that next level, right? I needed to get back in there, both hands, get really dirty, have a lot of fun, because that's what I really love to do, right? I want to make people better. And so stepping back in, allowing people to step up. And so my absolute best solution is that, you know, everybody has the opportunity to step up. You treat everybody well. You know, Tony's been talking about beautiful states. We started incorporating that into our office. In the mornings, we say, thank you, I love you when we first show up. At the end of the evening, it's thank you, I love you when we leave. It's a pretty interesting workplace, and it's an awesome one as far as I'm concerned. So, but allowing people to step into that is going toward that best solution. Now, here's the thing. Just because in my mind, this is the best solution I want, doesn't guarantee that I'm going to get it, right? but it's a million times better than the story that I had before. So what was that old story? And what is the story that you really want to run? How do you really want to feel? So that's step one. See it for how it is. My company, it's like, I can talk about 50% of it is gone, or I can talk about, hey, we still have clients that we've been working with for me, over about 20 years I've been in this industry, and they're still with us. And every day is another opportunity to build new relationships, get new clients, and take our game to the next level, right? Every day we have that opportunity. Every day we can step up. So I need to see it for how it is. Yeah, it sucked, and we can turn it around. And that's where we're going right now. So things are slowly, you turn the ship and it's slowly moving that direction. We're getting momentum. Doesn't mean that it's going to guarantee that it's all going to be great. However, I get sleep at night, and I'm very happy because I'm still in a beautiful state, and I can say, thank you, I love you. And it all works out great. So that's step one. See it for how it is, not any worse. Everybody got that? Sure, you got that? Everybody in the room got that? All right, good. All right, so step two. Now that you've seen it for what it is, it's not any worse, but you also are giving the opportunity for having all kinds of outcomes, not just the worst possible one. You're also looking at the best possible one. You have to decide who you're going to be. You have to decide who you're going to be. But the first thing you got to do is understand, who were you being to put yourself into the situation? You got to be honest with yourself. What wasn't I doing? So when I look back at that in the last year and a half, I was way too hands off. I had gotten to the point where I was like, I just wanted people to prove to me, like, hey, I wanted them to step up, and I wanted them to really do it on their own, to show me what's going on. But that wasn't working because they needed more help than that, right? People need more guidance. People need more vision. If I'm going to run this company, I have to be the visionary. And so I have to be honest with myself and say, you know what? You weren't there enough, man. So that's the first thing that you have to do, is you have to be honest with yourself and say, hey, look, what gifts do I have? Was I either not giving, or was I holding back? What was going on? Whatever situation you're in right now, you have to be honest with yourself, because the best part is that if you're honest with yourself about the part that you're not giving right now, is that as long as you just step back into it, you can start doing it right away, right? That's under our own control, right? So as soon as I start stepping up, I feel better. Everybody around feels better. They all see me re-engaging. They're all excited. Same thing with you. Whatever situation you're in, we have to decide who you're going to be. So is who you are being in that situation, is that who you are at your best? Because I know I wasn't. So the question is that who you are at your best? And then the question is, who are you at your best? Write that down right now. Who are you at your best? Who are you at your best? Are you courageous? Are you determined? Are you loving? Are you passionate? Have a lot of those things disappeared in this situation? Are you not being who you truly are? Because I know for me, being my best is who I show up at GYLS, right? And I think for everybody, and that's why we all love that event, is because we all show up at our best, and we look for our best, and everybody else, we look for their best, and we encourage everybody to step up into their best, not to worry about failure, not to worry about anything else. We have that opportunity. And as soon as we get that group together, that's what that room feels like. It's because everybody is just killing it. And not just because they're getting results or anything like that. It's because they're loving. It's because they're courageous. It's because they're determined. It's because they're feeling like they're in amazing state. So is that who you're being in this situation? Because I know I wasn't. And who deserves to be? Who, in, like, not just you, but who else in your life deserves you at your best? So write down what you haven't been, what you've forgotten, what maybe this might remind you to be. Who do you need to step up as to be your best? And to possibly get there, to ask yourself another question. What are you grateful for? What are you thankful for in your life right now? Tony has and we're talking about TR, Tony has a 10-minute, he does his priming in the morning. When he does his priming, he does his meditation. He says, you got to take 10 minutes every day. If you don't take 10 minutes for yourself, you don't have a life. Take 10 minutes every day. Who are you grateful for? Because as soon as you're grateful, you can't be angry. You can't be in fear. You're grateful for what you got. What are you grateful for in yourself, your skills, your passion? What makes you the best you can be? What skills have you been blessed with? In fact, every situation you get put into is simply because so we built that company up to a certain point. And of course, we lost 50%, but hey, we built it to that point, right? So we had the skills to build it to that point. And we also have the skills to build it even higher. But you have to, what we forget when we lose 50%, I don't realize how that happened. I don't even know if I can do that again. Because that's total bullshit, right? You have the skills to get there in the first place. Whatever relationship that you develop, you had the skill set, the talent, whatever you call it, to get there in the first place. Maybe that you're losing that relationship or whatever, your relationship's been crisis, but you had the skill set to be there in the first place. So what skills have you been blessed with? Are you the best friend that anybody could possibly have? Are you a great brother or sister or family member? Are you blessed with, putting on amazing momentum sessions like Sergio, right? Are you blessed with an unbelievable passion for sales, right? I know somebody back there who is.
Yeah.
Put him on screen real quick. Does he have a shirt on yet? He doesn't even have a shirt on. You don't need no shirt. Look at that. Look at those muscles. What's up? Yeah. And there's an international bestseller in that room as well. Can we is he in there? Where's Juan?
I think he's trying to throw a shirt on.
Look at these guys.
You big guy.
Yeah, baby. What skills have you been blessed with? I can tell you for one, no matter what, all of us in that room, you were all blessed with the opportunity to influence others and to show them how great they can be. Otherwise, we would not have been in that room together. You all have that at minimum. And so if you're telling yourself right now going, well, I don't know what skills I have, you know what? Stop bullshitting yourself and stop bullshitting the world. There's a quote, the quote by Marianne Williamson that says, who are you to play small in this world, right? Who are we to play small in this world when you know what we can do together? You know what GYLS. That's not me. That's not any of the, just the team leads. That's not any of the speakers. That's all of us together creating a beautiful state and living it for 4.5 days straight. We can do this. We can do this alone. We can do this as a group, but we all know how to do that. And that is one of the greatest skills you could ever have in your life, because you know it can happen. You know it can be created. And it's up to each and every one of us to create it around us everywhere we go. So the next question. So again, what were you doing that got you going, went well in the first place? For instance, when that first relationship set up, or that job, or that company, or whatever you're creating right now, wherever you're having your crisis, again, write down what you were great at. Give yourself that credit. Understand this is who you are at your core. And notice one thing in the stories that create of the pain. Part of it, a lot of it's it's like, I can't provide for my family, but it's all about me. How am I going to feel? Because I'm a failure. It's not them, it's me. All of your pain comes from focusing on yourself. So it makes sense that you should stop focusing on just yourself, because as soon as you drop into this little bubble right here, that's when you get all the pain. So how do you do this? So step 3, do things that help people more than just you. As soon as you start focusing on that, life changes. Everything changes. So the whole thing, even when everything's crashing around me, Gino, I don't know if some of you know, actually you may not know Gino, but my business partner, Gina, one of my business partners, Gina, and I, so we speak at Draper University, which is the shirt that I'm wearing. So they're City of Heroes. It's Draper University. We work with entrepreneurs from around the world up in Silicon Valley. And we go up 3 or 4 times a year and we teach them a whole day of psychology and leadership. And it's a blast. We don't get paid for it. At least we weren't. We're actually getting paid now, but we weren't getting paid for it before. But we were doing it because we're helping out. We're helping that next level of leaders, right? You find a place where you find home. Home is like helping others step up. GYLS, that's why I do it every year, no matter what. It's an event that I don't miss because I have the opportunity to work with you guys to show you how much, like, hey, if I didn't really believe in myself, I do now. Because you know now that, hey, I've got this state. I can step up. I can break through anything. And if you've already believed before that you can get through it, then you're going to believe even more. And then you're going to take it to other people and show them, hey, if I can stand like this, so can you. And if I can break through whatever situation I've got going on, so can you. Right? And so get outside of yourself. What can you do right now? Write it down. What can you do right now to help someone else out? It'll also make you feel great because you can remember your skills of how much you can love somebody, how much you can give to somebody, how much you can be grateful for, how much you can realize how blessed your life is. What can you do right now to remind yourself how much of a badass you are? Do you remember that board break? What was making your move? Yes, right? Making your move. Stepping up, getting into state, breaking through that board. Do you still have it around somewhere? Take a look at it. Think of the things that you've dominated in your lifetime, things that you are just freaking awesome at. You know that, hey, you know what? If I do this every time, I will kill it. What have you forgotten about yourself? What have you forgotten about yourself that you're so good at? So what are your gifts? How much of a badass are you? Write that down. Remind yourself. This is who I am at my core. I'm a lover. I'm a giver. I'm a fighter. I will help people until the day I die. I will add value, right? I connect people. Who are you? What is your identity? And also, now that you've written down your absolute best solution, if you haven't written it down yet from that first step one, write it down. What is your absolute best solution? My solution for my company, it's all about growth, explosion of growth, right? I want to build this team. I want to create an environment where I have other people are stepping up. I'm encouraging them to step up. I'm coaching them to step up. And this company will be able to run on its own without me. That's the goal. Because I have like 3 or 4 other things that are going on right now that I want to be able to work on as well. I've got a second, like even in all this crisis, I've got a second company that's starting up. We're going to be going for, we're looking to completely disrupt the recruiting industry. We're creating an app right now. I've got like 4 amazing leaders involved, and then we're going to take it to funding. I'm going to Ghana in in about 3 weeks, right before we come to GYLS. I go to Ghana to speak to 300 entrepreneurs in this event called Speed Up Africa. Unbelievable opportunity. And if I was talking to myself like, oh my God, you're worthless, you're a failure, the opportunities are always there. But I certainly wouldn't have jumped on it. I wouldn't have been in the right state to. But if we stay strong, if we remember who we are, we can jump on these kind of opportunities. And just as a heads up, we're doing GYLS in India for the first time in August. And so that is going to be unbelievable. And so we're super excited about that. It's going to be a little bit smaller version of GYLS, but it's an opportunity for us to spread our wings around the world, like to continue to send this to all corners of the earth. Okay. And so do things that help more than just you. Get out there and be you and be beautiful, the beautiful people that you are, that you know you are. Remember who you are, because in that place, how does this challenge feel? This challenge feels like something that we need to do to get us. It's just a reminder for us to step up. This company losing half of this revenue was a reminder for me. You know what? You got to wake yourself up. You got to step up. This is who you got to remember who you are, and you got to step up. So that takes us to step 4. Celebrate every victory, no matter how small. You take a little step, you need to celebrate it, and celebrate it big. The reason why is that, we have this thing in Dickens. It's called the 3-to-1 ratio. The 3-to-1 ratio is that for every little bit of pain that I put people through, I need to give them 3 units, or same like level of units of pleasure, right? So for as much as we go down that path of like, hey, look, 20 years down the road in the past, how's that going to feel? Well, when we make that decision on what life really is, then we got to go even further and longer on the great side, which is why we do I Am the Voice, which is why we do those things like, to make yourself feel unbelievably great so that you reinforce who you are. So remember, if you're like me, we are typically the best, nobody else's criticism hurts more than what we tell ourselves, right? And the criticism that we give ourselves is unending at times. And we don't even realize it because it's just happening in your head. You don't even realize how bad you're beating the living crap out of yourself. And so you got to celebrate every victory. You got to train yourself to, do your dance, whatever you got to do. You got to move. You got to shake it. You got to groove. You know what? Go out and celebrate with your friends. Call your best friend up. Call somebody up on GYLS and say, hey, look, this is what I just did. It's small, but you know what? You got to celebrate with me. Celebrate with me. Somebody to celebrate with. And do it. Make that a habit. We just beat ourselves way too much. You got to set the other side. If you really want to come through this, you got to set yourself up for victory. So you got to celebrate every little one of those victories. And here's the thing. Would you beat up your best friend like the way you beat up yourself? Think about it. Would you really do that to your best friend, somebody that you love, the person you love the most in your life? Would you sit there and stand over him and just harp on him over and over and over again? You didn't do that right. You didn't do that right. You didn't do that. You suck. You suck. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Right? That's what we do to ourselves. Why would we do that to ourselves if we wouldn't do it to the person we love the most? And maybe that person you love the most should also be you. So 4 steps. Number 1, see it for how it is, not any worse. Be honest with that there's a myriad of outcomes. Just write down what you focused on, which is the worst outcome. But remember, what is also the best outcome? Write down your absolute best solution. Number 2, decide who you're going to be. Remember how much of a badass you are. Remember what you have the opportunity to be, like at your best. Remember your state of board breaking. Remember who you are at GYLS. Remember who you are just to get into the situation in the first place, to get the success of the situation. How did you have to be? Step 3, do things that help more than just you. Get out of your self bubble. All pain is in your self bubble. Get out of your self bubble. Go help other people. Make some things happen in your community. Help your friends, whatever it takes. Get out of your little bubble. Get out, and you'll realize, you know what? This is what it's all about. It's not about whatever I was worrying about, because whatever I was worrying about is all BS. It's all just a fake story that I had going on. And number 4, celebrate every victory. Find a celebration buddy. Get somebody out there to do a little dance with. Shake some booty. Whatever you got to do. Go out and party a little bit. But you got to celebrate no matter how small. Remember, 3 to 1. For every one little bit of pain that you caused yourself, you need 3 units of pleasure. So by now, you need to go crazy. For all those sleepless nights I had, you got to go crazy. Dance, whatever you got to do, but party it out a little bit. Have some fun. But celebrate those victories. So, but that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm always here for you. You guys know I love you guys. So I'm always here. Facebook, you guys, you can always find me. You can always message me. But Sergio, you guys got anything over there that you need to ask? Pretty simple, right?
We got a couple questions queued up actually on the Facebook group. But even before that, dude, I just want to acknowledge when you said about being your best, how we all love GYLS because that's where we show up at our best. That's the truest thing you ever said, man.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason we all love GYLS so much and we're addicted to it, because you show up at your best. Like we're addicted to that feeling.
It's a reminder for us of who we are, right? It's like, all the pain, all the stuff we leave behind. As soon as we step onto that campus, it's about the love, baby. And why can't that be more often? We need to remind us. Look at the guys you have in your house right now. Look at this. Look at you guys. This is like, if every one of us had the opportunity to have a peer group like this, I can't even, like people from all over the world coming together for the same kind of cause, but you have this kind of peer group that is unbelievable. It's just, I know that GYLS, that's why I go back. It's not just because I get to serve. I get so much out of it. It's like, it's just a reminder, you know what? Step up, baby. Step up your game,
Yeah. So we got a couple questions, and actually for peer group, we had Chelsea here also from Boston. We had Ashley from South Carolina, Nick and Omid from Florida, and Luis from California, all here for Huang's book lunch. So that was awesome. We've got a couple questions, and 2 of them are similar. One's from Huang, one's from Omid. And so I'm going to bunch them together because we're already at 30 minutes, and I want to respect.
It's all good. I got time. I got some time.
So Huang's, when someone really wants to change but doesn't, where does the shift to take action come from? Is it just saying enough is enough, or is there more to it than just the tipping point? And then, you can just address that one.
Okay, so remember, all change happens in two. There's two moments that change happens. What? First, it's always in an altered state. You're almost like we're hypnotized on a normal basis, you know, as we go around life. It's simple as this. If you just like, I'll explain it like this. You walk into an elevator. What happens when you walk into an elevator? You push a button, and then what does everybody do? They just stare at the, you know, what floor they're on, right? So everybody just pushes the button. It's almost the same every time. So I like to mess with people while they're in trance. So I'll start talking to them like, what? It's almost like talking, like, guys, you know this, talking to somebody in the bathroom, like standing at a urinal and you start talking, like, you can't talk to me while I'm in the bathroom. Ladies, that doesn't apply to you because you guys talk all the time. So it doesn't work. But for guys, we're standing at the urinal. It's like, we don't want to talk to nobody, right? I don't like talking to nobody. Hey, what's up? What? Why are you talking to me? So we're always in trance. But the question is, when you have trance and you apply pain and you apply enough pain to get somebody to get to that tipping point. You're right. It is a tipping point, but everybody has a tipping point. If they haven't crossed a tipping point yet, it's because there hasn't been enough pain. My pain, that story was pain. That pain of seeing my family being homeless, seeing my family, hey, like if I can't provide, what's going to happen to these guys, right? And so there's pain there. It's just whether or not if I choose to live in that story, then it becomes suffering. But if I take the pain and I say, you know what, I got to step up again. I got to step up. That's when things happen. So when people don't want to change, it's because they haven't felt enough pain yet. That's all it is. And that's what the Dickens process, if you think about it, that's what the Dickens process is all about. It's just feeling enough pain. Hold on a second. Come here, Max.
He's normal.
He is?
He's kind of normal.
Hold on. Hurry, come here. All right. Somebody's been sneaking around behind me over here. And you guys, some of you guys know, and like, if there's anybody been here for like the last 8 years at GYLS, you guys have seen these guys grow up, and so they're getting a little bit bigger now. But so let me finish this out, guys. All right. So did that answer that question? They haven't felt enough pain, so they got a few more pain, but you got to be careful. You can't live in the pain. You can't. If you live in the pain, that's suffering. That's not what we want. We want to get them into the pain, just like Dickens, and then take them right out.
Yeah, that makes sense. And the question was, when someone really wants to change but doesn't, I guess the answer is they just haven't had enough pain, right? The second question comes from Omid. What if someone makes a decision to change, then after a while they fall off the train and begin to go through the same pattern? How do you make the pattern permanent?
It's just like being in the gym, right? And all you guys in there know, same thing. It's just like being in the gym. You have to establish, we're not born necessarily this way, but as soon as we know what we want, we have to condition it. Which means every day you got to focus on who you're going to be. Every day in the morning, just like Tony said, that 10 minutes in the morning, if you have to take 10 minutes for yourself so that you can step up, choosing to live in a beautiful state, saying, thank you, I love you to everybody that I can, that's just part of it. It's just, you have to get it in every cell of your body that this is how you're going to be. Right. So it's all about the conditioning. Sit up 10 minutes in the morning to to get, as soon as you wake up, to get ready to go. Put it on your bathroom mirror. Remember those questions that we would ask in the morning, those power questions you would ask in the morning? What about the things like, hey, I love you, I honor you, I respect you, thank you. Those things you can say to yourself. Get yourself in that state. 10 minutes every day. That's all you need.
Awesome. Yeah, it definitely answers that. We've got Nancy Garcia, one of our coaches, on here. She asked a couple questions. It looks, some of them are I'm just making points. So the first thing she said is, what if the focus is not self-focus, but no focus on self? The second thing she said was lost self-focus and focus on others. And then she said focused on others and having a challenge defining own why. So I think those are just kind of adding comments, just value. Okay. Pepper said, remember who you are, 3 to 1, nice reminder. And then Max and Emma, look forward to seeing you cuties.
Right on. Cool.
Omid had another question. How do you make it a habit to live your best self on a day-to-day basis?
Again, that morning ritual, you got to make it a ritual, right? If you're going to be your best, you got to have your best ritual in the morning. As soon as you wake up, it's just like having that drink of water right off the bat, right? Just, you got to hydrate yourself. You've been asleep for, however many hours. I know for some of you guys, it's probably like 2 or 3 because you guys are crazy, but you got to get up and you got to start hydrating. So first thing you do, get some water, just to get some water in the morning. To life. And then you got to get through your ritual. You know what? If you're exercising, that's, after those 10 minutes of focusing on yourself, doing some meditation, whatever it takes for you, getting that workout in, you know, at least 3 times a week. Get yourself moving, get your blood moving. You got to move your body, right? And I know you guys are all like, look at this room. You guys are in crazy good shape over there, right? So these are you got to put yourself in the gym of life, not just the gym of working out, but the gym of life. Your mind, your body, and your spirit. You got to hit all those things. If you do, then you're set up for you're in an unbelievably great opportunity to set yourself up for life. Then.
Phenomenal. I think Nick's coming up with a question right now, so I'm going to hold him to that. We have no more on Facebook. So for those of you watching, because there's a bunch of viewers, if you have a question, now's the time. We don't have very much more time with Felix. And this is the final momentum session before GYLS. I think it's only like 37 days or something like that.
Yeah, we're closing in. We're closing in fast.
Let me see. Pepper commented, if you persist, you will get it. If you're consistent, you'll keep it. So that's really cool.
Yeah, that's a great one, Pepper.
The question while Nick's formulating his, I have a question real quick. Give us some info. Give us a little plug on the GYLS happening in India. I've heard a little bit about it, but I don't know if many people have. What's the deal?
So one of Tony's platinum partners, Tasneem, is spearheading this. So she saw how great it was here in San Diego, and she said, you know, I want to take this home. So it looks like, I think it's going to be a couple hundred. It's not going to be the full, hey, you're going to stay at this, like, you know, stay at UCSD type of experience. It's going to be just kind of like a regular class day, but a little bit longer. We're probably going to go from like 8 to 5 every day. But we're going to compact it into 3 days. There's going to be contribution activity. It's going to be pretty nuts for them. So I don't think any of them have really been exposed to Tony before. So it's going to be very interesting for sure. But the great part is that, you know, it's just exciting to go somewhere to be able to start taking this from one place to another. Because if we do this, they will start learning the logistics, and then we can actually start doing it in other places as well. So maybe coming to a country near you. If you guys are watching this somewhere else, that would be fantastic.
Fully put Nick on the spot right now.
Posting it right now.
You don't have to post it.
Yo,
just ask it. Just say you're live.
Live on YouTube. Ask a question.
Right. So, what do you do in a situation where you have like side distractions in your life? Like for example, you are focused on your craft, you're focused on your work, you're getting it done, you're doing you, you're being you, you're making results. And then let's say you decide, okay, I want to focus more on intimate relationships in my life. I want to meet girls or something. I want to experience that side because I've been lacking in that. And then you meet someone, and then
this is his dating app right here, guys. Like look at this. Look at this handsome guy right here. Look at this handsome guy right here.
What do you do in a situation where where you had all that progress, you had all that momentum, and then you decide, you make the choice that you want to focus on your relationships, on your area of relationships, and then that area ends up overwhelming you. That area ends up making, like, it distracts you from your craft, and then you.
So here's the question: when you mean distract, what does that mean?
Like distracted. I don't know.
Like when you say distracted, do you mean like, oh, there's issues going on, or I don't want to do anything else except be with this girl?
You're not able to, you know, it's the relationships that you're having that you're not getting what you want.
So give them a
relationship.
Okay. So it's you're having challenges in the relationship.
Yes.
So why are you in that relationship?
You're having challenges. Oh my God.
Yeah. Dang. This is live.
Right? I don't know. I have no idea who's on the other side of that, right? I don't know. But here's the thing. It's like, it shouldn't, like, everybody says like relationships are hard, right? Your friends say, oh, they're so hard. Why do they have to be hard? Why do they have to be hard? Well, yes, you got two different people coming together, right? And, you know, you got a lot of different energies. You got a lot of different beliefs. You got a lot of different outlooks on life. Except the one thing, what did Tony say? Like, and you guys know this, all right? I'm going to test you guys right now. What are the 3 stages or the 3 types of relationships from Tony?
The 3 types of relationships.
Yeah. What's type 1? Come on, guys. You've been to date with Destiny. You know this.
You've been to date with Destiny.
I've been.
Huang, we need you, man. Huang, what are they?
The levels of relationship.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, level. Okay, yeah, I know these. Isn't there?
What's level 1?
4 levels?
Well, there's
4. I think it might be 4. Yeah. What's level 1?
Okay. Level 1 is baby love.
Okay. Yep. What's level 2? It's all about me, right? It's all about me.
Yeah. Exactly. Like you just want, and then there's level 2, which is horse trading, which is like I give you this, you give me this, and then we're both reciprocating
score.
love.
Right.
Even score.
What's
Then
3?
Level 3, which is just your needs are my needs, and I'm just going to give you love, constant love, and that's level 3.
Okay. Are you playing at level 3 in this relationship?
I'm playing at level 3.
Are you?
I am.
Always?
I feel like you're keeping score that you're playing at level 3.
I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know. I just have to ask, right? Are you? And if she's not playing at level 3, then is that the right relationship?
Probably not.
So until she gets that growth, right? Until she gets that growth, that's not the person that you should be with. And that's why, see, all of this should enhance each other. Your relationship should enhance everything else that's going on in your life. It's going to enhance everything, whether it's up or down, it's up to you, right? So
Right.
if it's gone crazy spiraling, then you have to decide, okay, is this right for me? And it's not because I hate her. It's not because, it's like, this is not, she's like a worthless person. No, she's just on a different path. That's all. That's all it is. And it may not be the right time now. It may be right later. It's hard to give up that attraction though, huh? It can be really tough to give up that attraction.
You're supposed to have challenges in a relationship. Like that's a normal thing, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, sure, absolutely. What kind of challenges though? Are they quality challenges? Are they challenges that help you both grow? Are they challenges in life that, hey, you know what, both of us together, we can do this, we can be better, and we're actively being better, right? That's the kind of challenge I want. Because other like little things, like little challenges that get made into mountains, those kind of challenges I don't need. I don't have time for. So does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. I have to define what those challenges are then.
Sure. Absolutely. It's like you have to decide, it's like, are these challenges helping me grow? Or is it just little petty stuff that doesn't help any one of us? Is this just dragging us both down? Right? Are these challenges that we solved once already and they're coming back again? Why are they coming back?
Now, another question.
I hear this whispering going on. I don't know what's going on back there. I hear this whispering.
It's these guys.
We're giving a little feedback.
There's commentary going on. Feel the love.
Another question. So is there ever a time where it's just like, okay, enough focus on that. Let me get back to what I was doing before? Or is it like, let me handle this? Or, I mean, I don't even know, like, because I feel like all my focus is on this relationship. Almost all the time, my attention's on it. And it's
Right.
like,
the question is, why? Is it because she's demanding all that attention, or is it because or is it I think it's a combination probably of her demanding it and you focusing on it this way.
how would it be that she's demanding it though?
I don't know. Does she create drama?
No.
Okay, then you create drama.
I mean,
So how's that level 3?
I think I stop. I
don't know. You guys in there know the situation, right? Am I going the right direction or am I not going the right direction? Okay, I'm going the right direction. So maybe it's you.
I mean, maybe
Stop blaming her and start looking at yourself.
it might be me. Because I feel like I am a little bit more attached than she is.
Okay.
Little?
Okay, a lot more.
But hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm so attached to my wife, it's crazy, right? There is nobody else in the world that I could be with I mean, she's amazing. She's unbelievable. Every step, like when we go to GYLS, she's there with the kids. She's always supporting my world mission. I'm going to Ghana. She's like, you know what? You need to go do that. I'm going to be gone for like, a week and a half. And then it's just, but she's like, you got to do this because you're going to make a difference. Right. So if it's really you and not so much her, then what do you have to do to get yourself to level 3? Right. What do you have to do to get, because here's the thing that I've realized in my life. Every time I point that finger at somebody else, like how many fingers are pointing back? 3. It's almost always starts with me. If I ever have any kind of challenge with Sam, it's not Sam, it's me that has the challenge first. It's all in here and also not letting out here. And so if you're going to be at your best in this relationship, who are you going to be? You know, who do you show up as?
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. You feel me, brother? I'm always here. You can always talk to me later too, but be your best. You've made some kind of strange decision that you can't have both. You can.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That speaks. Thanks.
You can have it all, baby. You can have it all.
We've got a pretty epic question from Pepper, and just for the people watching, we're gonna max out in an hour, so we have less than 15 minutes. If you have a question, make sure you post it real quick. Felix will sneak in an answer for you.
Absolutely.
No questions, but Kayla White, Team 3 Heroes, what up? She said, no question, but this is an amazing momentum session. Thank you, Felix. And then Alec, who is one of my alumni, and then he was a youth leader. Improv momentum session. This is great. Nancy saying, Nick, loving your transparency. Felix, thank you for the insight. This helps all types of relationships.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Pepper asked the question, can step 3 be a way to avoid feeling and dealing with your stuff?
Oh, absolutely. If you decide, especially like for some people, it's like, oh, I need to go save the world now. I'm not going to pay attention to what's going on in me. But there's a part, remember, there's part of step 3 a question that I asked. What can you do that will get you closer to your absolute best situation that will help more than just you, right? I'm not talking about just, hey, I'm going to drop everything. I'm just going to go jump in the rainforest for a while. You know what? Screw my family. I'm just going to get the hell out of here. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about do things that help more than just you that will help your current situation. You stay focused on what you're doing. You turn it all around, but if you do things that'll help more and more people, it'll instantly tap everyone on this momentum session. I know you have hearts that are massive that sometimes we forget to use at its full capacity. And it just reminds us to use your heart in unbelievably big ways to help you get out of your situation. Because if you lead with your heart, you'll always find a better way.
Amazing. I'm not sure if we have any more questions. Do you 3 have any questions? There's no more on Facebook. We have a couple viewers, but we've gone pretty far over the half an hour. So
that's all good. I know. Here's the thing. Just like Marlon says, and I'll say it in a little bit different way. I'm in the presence of greatness. Just these 4 guys in that room right there. I'm in the presence of greatness. All of you who are live watching, I'm in the presence of greatness. It's a beautiful opportunity for me to just remind myself of how amazing my peer group is and how amazing you guys really are. And it's been a blessing for me to be a part of that, of your journeys to get there and to just assume your identities and how you're changing the world, because I'm so excited to see you guys making a difference for other people. So, you know, it's like, for me, it's thank you. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Absolutely amazing.
See ya, Felix. See ya. Really lazy. He's a diva.
I'm gonna put it on.
No, man.
He wants that.
He's already writing his second book. He's already writing his second book over there. He's just going. He just can't be stopped. You just can't stop him.
All right, give us that final thought. Wrap up the full year of momentum sessions.
Full year of momentum sessions. You know, as we come back to GYLS in about a month or so, and especially for all of you watching this, because you've gotten something out of GYLS, you know what we created, and you were a massive. Look at you guys, a massive part of that. Create that. Look at what's going on. And if you're paying attention at all to the United States election, you're seeing leadership in all kinds of different ways, right? You're seeing where this world is right now. And we need you guys all to step up in big ways, because it has to change. We need to get better. We need to have better leaders. And I'm so excited to see all of you stepping up in all these different ways. You guys are posting things on Facebook, you know, Sergio doing this, and just like watching all you guys step up in your lives. You know, it makes me like, you know, it just fills me with love and gratitude. And I can't, and whatever you got to do, remember how much of that heart you can lead with. Remember what you're built for. Remember that you love all these people and that you're going to make a difference. and step up, because in that place of being grateful, having that love, there's no fear, there's no anger, there's nothing else except for you being your best. And so do that. Be your best. No matter what else is going around, be your best. I love you guys. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you again very soon.
1, 2, 3.
We love you. Thank you.
We love you. Thank you.